the Galaxy head coach and general manager, Bruce Arena, following the Galaxy's 2-2 draw, Seattle Sounders FC.
Bruce Arena.
We're just going to jump straight into questions. Scott?
Bruce, your thoughts on what ended up happening in the second half?
Certainly a disappointing ending. You know, we should have done a better job protecting 2-goal lead. No question about that.
Adam?
Bruce, what was your view on Omar's second yellow card?
A terrible call. Just a poor piece of officiating.
Joe Ryan?
What do you think of Marcelo Sarvis's play and that goal?
He had a good game. The goal, you know, fortunate, deflected, I think, off of Martin. But Marcelo played well tonight, as did Janine. I think the game was you know, obviously a pretty even game. Both teams battled. You know, they had a pretty defensive posture for most of the game until they trailed by 2 goals. I thought for 65 minutes or so we had real good control of the game, and you know, they came out and a little bit more aggressive, and obviously that first goal they scored got them back into the game.
Scott?
Bruce, what kind of impact do you think not having Omar is going to have next week?
That's all part of it. You often play without players. So the next guy will step in.
Go ahead.
Is Leonardo the next guy next week, and how do
We
you?
haven't made any decisions on what we're doing next week.
Scott?
Scored a goal right at the end of the first half, right at the beginning of the second half. That's about as good a timing on goals as you can have in this game.
Yes.
So you had to be happy with where you were at that point, and
No, I was very disappointed at that point.
can you
I
amplify?
mean, we scored goals at key times in the game that one would think would allow us to walk away with 3 points, but we failed them.
Yeah. Adam?
Bruce, your impression on Baggio's performance?
Baggio played well. Had a good game, good solid game. Obviously, the goal was important for us. Did a good job laying the ball up for Marcelo, but a good solid performance.
Josh?
Bruce, can you talk about the play of Jaime Pinedo today?
Really wasn't tested too much. You know, maybe could have done a little bit better on that second goal. First one was a little tough. I think Dempsey kind of missed it a little bit, and you know, ends up there. But you know, he wasn't tested a whole lot. And, you know, made a big save in the first half.
Scott?
Were you? Did you think your defense did enough on those 2 goals?
Landon and Robbie Rogers did a very poor job closing down the player out in the right flank, and you know, the cross was deflected. When it got deflected, Gargan was out of position. The second goal, I think Robbie Rogers could have got a little closer to the attacking player. Was that Nagel that scored it?
Yeah.
And you know, Jaime's got to be a little bit better trying to block that shot.
Adam?
Bruce, what's your thoughts on the ceremonies involving Landon? We got it, kind of get out of the way.
Yeah, I think we need to start focusing on playing. You know, we're real pleased that the process is now complete, and we're entering the last regular season game, and then the playoffs, and hopefully we and Landon can focus on that.
Got yourself you got a win with the supporters show.
Yes, yes. To say you have to go into the last game and win a game to get the supporter shield, that's fair enough. Who can argue that?
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Chris. Good evening. On the Galaxy midfielder, Landon Donovan. Landon, can you start with your thoughts on the match?
Well, we're disappointed for sure. For whatever reason, our energy level dropped in the second half, and against a team like that, you can get scored on. So, give them credit for finding a way back in the game. You know, in the end, I think we realized that a point still keeps us alive. So, as frustrating as it is, we're still alive for the Supporters Shield, and now we have a tough task. But one we've already done this year, and we have to try to replicate it and win in Seattle next week.
Scott?
You scored the goal right before halftime and then right after halftime, which is a great time to go up 2-0. You guys look to be in really good shape up to the, about the 65th minute or something. You had to be happy about the way you played up to that point.
Yeah, we were fine up to that. For whatever reason, our energy dropped, and we couldn't really get out and get up the field and get possession of the ball. They kind of kept us pinned in our defensive half for a while, and so it became difficult at that point, but we still felt okay. A little bit of a fluke play, and it bounces to the one guy you don't want in that position, and it's 2-1. And then second goal, we got caught a little bit. So it's frustrating, but in the end, it's not the end of the world, and we'll move on and get ready for next week.
Go ahead.
Landon, you said the energy level dropped in the second half. Do you feel like you guys were got a little too comfortable, especially being at home with the crowd and everything, being up 2-0?
I think we probably just a little complacent, and a lot of times you can at 2-0 defend a little and focus on that, but against a team like Seattle, it's not good enough. We got to keep going and put them under pressure, and we let our foot off the gas a little bit, and they made us pay for it.
Adam?
Really strong game from Obafemi Martin. He really seemed to kind of keep him going. Can you speak to his play a little bit?
He's a great player. I mean, him and Clint are a handful, and they see each other well, they combine well, they move well, they create chances, and they're dangerous in front of the goal. So they're a very, very good tandem, and we did a good job against them in the first game, but tonight was a little more difficult, and the field, it's bigger here, it gave them more space, and they really took advantage of it.
Scott?
Your thoughts on the red card to Omar and how that impacts next week?
I was standing right behind it. I think Omar got the ball and then followed through and got the guy. I think I could perhaps see it as a foul or a yellow. It's a little harsh, I think, to send him off, but that's part of the game. It can happen. It's certainly going to affect us. I mean, not having Omar hurts, but it's an opportunity for someone else to play, and an opportunity hopefully for Omar to get some rest and regroup and be ready for the playoffs.
Jeff?
Landon, you talked about how the energy dropped, and to what extent did that impact your guys' ability to just manage the game and just keep the ball and kind of see it out?
All of that. We couldn't get forward. Every time the ball went forward, we couldn't keep it. And they kept us pinned in, so we kept defending. And again, against a lot of teams, that's okay. We did that a little bit a few weeks ago with Toronto here, and we were able to see the game out. When you do it against Seattle, you're playing with fire, and we gave them much too much time and respect, and it cost us.
Nick?
What did you think of your individual performance today?
I felt tired at the end. I think it's been a long 2 weeks for me, and I was excited and energetic in the first part of the game, but I think I wore out as that game went on, and I need to now really step back and focus, and this has all been incredible. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way, but I want to finish the season right, so it's time to step back now. You guys won't see as much of me, fortunately for you guys, in the next few weeks, and we'll get back to business.
Phil?
Landon, you got pretty chippy out there tonight. Is it going to be any more physical with one game on the line next week?
Yeah, probably. This is that time of year, and it's like that. But, in fairness to everyone, I think it was a hard game, but not a nasty game, not a dirty game, just a hard game. And we expect the same next week, and the playoffs are like that, so we'll be ready for it.
Adam?
You got one game, you need to win in the Supporters Shield. You've had some success against Seattle going up there. That has to help you guys confidence-wise.
Yeah, no question. Obviously, we know what we did well last time, and they'll feel good having come back and gotten to this point here. So they'll be better than they were the first time we played there. It's going to be another good game. Tonight was a good game. That's going to be a good game, and whoever makes plays in both penalty boxes is probably the team that's going to win.
Josh?
Landon, can you talk about the atmosphere and the pre-game, post-game ceremony?
The atmosphere was incredible, and you know, it's just I keep using the word overwhelming because I don't. Maybe I need to go to college and learn some synonyms, but I can't figure out a better word. It's incredible. It really is, and I am so appreciative of all of it. I mean, I certainly dated myself with some of the artists that came out to perform, but it was enjoyable for me and really a memory will definitely last a lifetime.
Here in the back.
Hola, Landon.
Hola.
Pues da la sensación desde fuera que cuelgas las botas un poquito antes de tiempo, como que todavía te queda fútbol. Me gustaría saber si hay algo que te haya desencantado del mundo del fútbol en general, ahora, después de tantos años de carrera.
¿Qué es la pregunta?
Si hay algo que, if you had any something in your years of career that now at this point you feel disappointed with football, with soccer in general.
Cada vez que hice una decisión en mi carrera, yo pensé en ese momento que fue correcto. A veces después puedo decir que no fue correcto, pero en esos momentos tenía buenas intenciones y eso es la vida a veces. Para mí, soy orgulloso de lo que hice en mi carrera. Claro que sí, yo hice errores en mi carrera, en mi vida, pero cuando veo una noche así, me dice que no fue tan malo.
¿Cómo te sentiste de la entrega del público, Orlando?
Increíble. Para mí, estos fanáticos hace 10 años están aquí apoyándome y tenemos muchos años aquí malísimos con el equipo, pero todavía vinieron la gente para apoyarnos y apoyarme. Y por eso les digo gracias y esta noche fue fantástico y me sentí muy emocionante y muy emocionado y les digo gracias.
Take one last one, Scott.
And I've got a multi-part for you, so.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Bruce said that he was kind of happy to get this whole thing out of the way because we need to get back to thinking about soccer. Your thoughts on that? Also, was the way this match ended, did that kind of take away a little bit from all the stuff surrounding it? And lastly, did you know that Boyz II Men was singing the national anthem, or was that a surprise for you?
I was not aware that they were there. I was not aware that John Andrasik from Five for Fighting, who's become a really good friend and mentor to me, was going to do that pregame. So those were incredible. You know, from Bruce's standpoint, his job is to win, and that's why he's here. So I can see why this would be frustrating for a coach to see all this. But Bruce also understands the big picture, and he sees how important all of this is for the club and the fans and for me and my family. So it's frustrating in the moment, but I know when he has some time to think about it, he'll understand that it's nice that we could do this. And it's incumbent upon me now to get back to the soccer part, and I've made that clear to everyone that I'm going to appreciate this and enjoy this, but now it's time to get back to soccer. And the middle part, I'm able to compartmentalize, so I'm frustrated professionally tonight because of the result, but I wouldn't let that take away from all the amazing things that happened tonight, and I'll put them both in their respective places and move forward accordingly.